White Lightning.
Welcome to the White Lightning podcast. I am your ghost host, Isaiah, back.
I like that.
Ghost host.
Shadows. So what's been going on? What have you been up to?
Had my birthday last week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's right.
We were there.
Happy
belated birthday.
yeah.
20, what,
Thanks, everybody.
30th birthday?
Appreciate
No, I'm just kidding.
No, he's
29.
not there.
29.
I'll be a female. I'm 29 forever now.
29 forever. Actually,
That was
after
fun, though.
29, you count backwards.
Yeah. My dad says he's 25.
Tomorrow you're
Oh,
gonna be
wow.
20, or next year you're gonna be 28.
28? Yes. Yep. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna be 3 next year.
Funny guy. But yeah, I went trying to go karting. I failed. Got top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just hadn't been there before, and I don't think we hadn't either, so we just didn't know that.
I just
Andretti
forgot
place
how
was-
packed it is. Yeah.
I didn't realize
I've
it was a
never been.
Dave and Buster's plus karting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I thought it was
just
just karting because the Andretti name
What was it
lends
called?
itself to being
Andretti. That's what
Andretti,
it's called.
yeah. It's like that. I wouldn't think that'd have anything to do with the games.
What I thought was cool, and like I really do want to go there to race, is just how banked the turns were.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was very cool.
I
went to-
wonder if that's
I went
like
to-
the smaller track.
I think that's a
Probably.
junior. I think
Yeah.
that's a smaller track.
Okay.
The other one will still probably have it because we went to the Elevate in Stanford.
Yeah,
That one has bank corners.
it does.
Did you drive that one?
I did.
Yeah.
I went like
the
the
one that we
weekend,
saw
like-
there, like
Yeah.
to go up and back and
Really?
back. It had like 3. So the one in Stanford wasn't that aggressive.
How fast could you go?
I think those were probably like 35. I don't know. Carts are all slow now.
Yeah,
at
I
this
think,
point.
like-
Once you drive a car and you go fast, 35 mile an hour. You can go up to 45. It's like fucking. It's just a street.
but
That's
still,
stupid.
yeah.
And
Relative
it's also
to
it's
it.
hard with carts because it's like since they're so small and so close to the ground, even if you're going 15 or 20 miles an hour, it feels fast.
Still
No,
feels
yeah,
kinda fast.
Which is true. Yeah.
So,
But I know we went there, but the other place I would like us to go is I can't remember what it's called, but it's gas like outdoor carts.
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
That was good. That place was fun.
Yeah.
It's by the airport.
I'll put some of those smooth barrels on the outside of the wheels, just like sliding, drifting across the whole track. Yeah.
I
Just tandem
the one I want to go
drifting.
to is the K1 Speed. I get ads for that a lot because I went once, but they host like drift nights. Then like I think this week they're hosting like a grid starting type.
Oh, no way.
So instead
not
of
a
lap
rolling start,
times,
yeah.
instead of lap times, it's actually position.
Yeah.
So like
Oh, that's
when you
pretty
race for a position. So they
Yeah.
do like a lot of events like that, which is cool.
That's cool. They try and change it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that and then Top Golf was good.
Top Golf.
Top Golf
was fun.
Top Golf was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
lot of fun
It
actually.
was really fun. Were you guys
My
scored the
fastest ball was 117.
Fastest
Nice.
ball
Oh.
speed.
Yeah.
Fazal beat
Fastest ball
everybody.
Yeah, he won.
149,
next? 7?
147. I got 144.
But you
Yeah.
got the
Yeah.
furthest, right? 1, 2.
I think I
250
carried 217.
or 2.
217.
I thought
think
someone
it
got
was
to 240.
No, I don't think we got. I don't
Did
think
you
we
get
got
to
that far.
220?
Someone,
221 maybe?
Yeah, I
Elaine-
think you were 221 because I was 217.
Yeah, someone
Oh, okay.
beat
Yeah.
220. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you had
217.
higher ball speed.
Yeah,
I
so
had
you were
further
221,
carry.
which
Yeah.
that's why I was thinking
get how-
240.
Well, I'm sure it makes,
Trajectory, angle of attack. Get the physics guy in here.
I started chopping the shit out of it to try to get us to go as fast
What
as
was great is that
possible.
we're using the women's club. Just whip the shit out of the ball.
It went so much harder. Yeah.
Well, I just didn't think I'd hit it straight doing that, and it was
Yeah.
the furthest ball I hit. I was like,
Yeah.
Which
Good to know.
Yeah.
Let's just go whip the shit out of the women's
Yeah, I'm
club.
gonna have a whole wooden women set.
Set.
And like,
Yeah.
Why do you have women's? Oh, don't worry about
It's
it.
like, yo, check out this ball speed.
Rockets.
Hear it crack.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
actually a
you pull off
scratch
those
player.
exploding balls you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Scared the
They're,
fuck out
they're
of
so
that.
fucking cool too.
those are cool. Yeah.
So that
Those
was fun.
heaters were intense though.
Yeah, they were.
The heaters,
Dude, we
Yeah.
couldn't get those fucking figured
Holy
out.
shit.
It was
Like,
Really?
melting or freezing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Because they're like a timers. So
they were on timers, which that was the annoying part.
yeah, because we kept turning it off and on.
Yeah.
Off and on.
Yeah.
Stupid. But it was also a weird night. It was rainy and cold. Like it wasn't.
It was a rainy
wasn't
and cold
that normal.
birthday.
Which
Yeah.
is surprising because wasn't it the week before? It wasn't that
Dude,
cold.
cold like Monday. It was like 75.
Yeah,
the
outside.
weather
It was
this year has been
amazing.
very strange
Because the groundhog said we're gonna have another week or 2 weeks of winter.
Yeah, the winter's been weird.
Yeah,
I
'cause
believe the groundhog.
typically around this time it's never this cold.
No.
No, it's like
The winter
first
has
year.
been weird everywhere.
Well, yeah,
Like,
because it's
true.
global extremities, not global
Yeah.
warming now. It's global extremities.
What? I haven't heard
Is
about
that
this.
really?
Well, yeah, because
I didn't hear about this.
with
Yeah,
with the warming of it, the cold air has to go somewhere, and it just goes down. So
interesting.
now you
we're
have
getting
colder and hotter summers.
It's
and
more
winters.
extremes.
Yeah, it's more extreme. Yeah, that's why it's called extremities.
everywhere?
Yeah, so that means hurricanes and all that stuff will be a lot more worse because
Sick.
Yeah, because now you're
Just
you're-
all weather
yeah,
patterns.
all
That
weather
does make
patterns is
sense.
going to be worse. Yeah,
that does make sense.
Yeah.
But
Other than earthquakes.
Yes.
I do think that
Those are fake anyways.
Those are that's you.
I did that because of him. I did that solely because of him.
He reads the conspiracy.
there's just weird stuff.
What's a
man.
conspiracy about earthquakes? I've never.
Well, it's not
heard
about earthquakes. It's more about
How
just
some people say they're fake.
no. It's more about natural phenomena not be natural. So, for example, hurricanes and like wildfires and like tornadoes.
Yeah.
You know,
El
that
Nino,
kind of stuff.
Like, is it?
That's
Are
a
they
scam.
saying that someone's actually starting it, or are they saying that it started because of humans?
It just seems weird that like you know, with hurricanes or typhoons, usually there's like, you know, weather patterns that will for a while kind of give warning to something that might happen.
Okay.
And then just out of nowhere there's like fucking system that just appears. You know what I mean? So there's like weirdness when it comes to those things.
Yeah.
And then with the brush fires, that's like a whole nother can.
Yeah, that's a
Brush
whole
fires
other
is
thing.
different.
Yeah, that's a
Like
whole
a
other
hurricane,
thing.
you like
Half your state burns. Ooh.
Oh.
It's like
people in Florida, like these meteorologists, they track the hurricane all
That's
the
what
way
I'm
from
saying,
Africa.
Pontaria.
So like, I don't know what they mean
Yeah.
by like it just appears.
Yeah.
Like it's coming from Africa.
But that's what I was saying too with the
West coast of Africa.
yeah, that's what I was saying with like the extremities.
Yeah.
They just get so much more worse out of nowhere.
That definitely
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
That you can't
Yeah.
really predict.
yeah, but didn't we have that bad of a hurricane season?
Yeah, this year wasn't too bad.
Yeah, no, yeah.
See, it's
year,
fake.
This year is supposed to be. This year is supposed to be bad, right?
This year?
El
Dude,
Nino or
I
something?
heard that every
feel like
year.
I heard that
It's gonna be
last
the
year.
hottest summer ever. It's
Yeah,
like, sure it
sure,
is.
yeah.
it is.
I bet it will be.
But
If you
that's
tell
why-
yourself it will be,
yeah.
it'll be the hottest one.
Yeah, that's why I say too, like with the extremities, you can't really predict it now. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
it's gonna
That's-
happen. Something's gonna happen.
After leaving Arizona's 100 and whatever, it was 100 days of 115 or hotter, I think, in the summer. It doesn't nothing. I don't care about any weather anymore.
Yeah.
Just
I
whatever.
also don't
Like, it's
understand
just
how like
screwed.
why are we ringing all these warning bells when like they're like the record high was this in 1970. It's like
It's hot
we
today.
just hit the record high. Like okay,
So
all right,
Be worried. Be worried.
Yeah.
It's hot today. Like, all right, cool.
Why is it? Did they like ring all these whistles and say all this shit in 1970 when it was a record high?
Yeah,
Probably not.
Watch out for your AC units.
yeah. I wonder why I'm coughing. Black smoke in the air.
Yeah, it's like this this podcast I was listening to. They're like home contractors, renovators. They're saying like when you buy a house, you have to understand it's a living thing. Like it's an organism,
Essentially,
and
yeah.
it breaks down
Yeah.
and it erodes, and it's not static. And I feel like maybe I don't know if it's our generation or what, but like this world seems to have a fascination with just like static and just keeping things as they are.
Instant gratification. I bought it. It was perfect. Why isn't it perfect anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
I moved it. Everything
or
worked. Why isn't it working?
The ozone's repairing.
Or maybe that like consumerism of like just that, like instead of fixing something, you just buy a new thing. You
it's
know?
consumerism for sure. Yeah. And the companies coming out with these cycles of, do you really need to upgrade your iPhone every year? No.
Dude, I
But-
told somebody about. I think I
Yeah.
told you about that. That it was there was some video that guy said if you bought every year when the new iPhone came out, you would have spent $20,000.
Jesus.
Damn.
Yeah, put that in perspective.
within that span. Yeah.
Yeah, from for the first iPhone
First
to the one
iPhone.
that just came out. If you bought it that price new every year when it
Yeah.
came out, it'd be over $20,000. I didn't check that, but
Yeah.
regardless,
I mean, but it
a
does
car,
sound
something
accurate
absurd.
because I mean,
so
if you could safely assume they're roughly let's
Give an
ballpark
easy number.
750,
Sure.
or 1,000 to make it
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
You know, we're on iPhone what 16, 17,
I think 15.
15.
's a
So
news.
minimum 15K.
Yeah.
That's
I
on the
could've-
low
I
end
could've gone-
because there's been other variations, and maybe when they first came out, they were more
We
expensive.
have like 5 and then like 5S or whatever, right? You'd have
Yeah.
Pro, and then they're like, oh, we got the Max now.
Max.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The
All right.
SEs. Yeah.
SEs, all that. So like
So
every
it's
time
not
there was a new
far-fetched, yeah.
iPhone that came out, there were 20 grand.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I would have a
And
cool
that's,
drift
and that's
missile.
one part of your technological life
Yeah.
that you have constantly been using since they came out.
Yeah,
more or
because I
less.
build
Another part
my
is-
PCs and all that stuff too.
Computers,
Yeah.
Another part is
laptops,
computers.
Yeah.
And then in the
TVs.
future,
TVs.
it's going to be EVs.
yeah.
And
So-
that's my biggest thing about EVs. It's like, what the hell's going to happen to all these batteries? Anything that is.
We're gonna
quick
let you figure that out for us.
technological-
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like,
So far, we gotten the recycling a little bit down.
I've already depreciated my car to 0 mentally.
I just threw away.
Yeah,
this
it's all gone.
Do the YouTube video where they blow up a Tesla because
Yeah.
they got pissed at the customer service.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like anything that has like technological, anything that's like Internet of Things or things
Yeah.
like that, in like 2 years, it's ancient technology.
It's obsolete,
Like,
yeah.
everything, because technology moves so quick. Moore's law.
Moore's law.
Moore's law.
Moore's law.
Every 18
Moore's law.
months. Moore's law.
But it does have an asymptote, which is the interesting thing. And I think we're at that point.
Liar.
About that.
All right.
This is
go
a
ahead.
great segue.
We're good.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll let Fazal talk.
Yeah. It's all good. Go ahead.
It is recorded.
Yeah, it's recording.
Leg
yeah.
day was good to Isaiah.
Leg day was a good
As
day.
he crumbles into the kitchen to get coffee. Do you want another coffee? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm warming it up.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
I was thinking, I feel like technologically we might have been at an asymptote with the Internet of Things and stuff like that, but with the invention of AI, I feel like we have restarted almost.
I want something to say.
Yeah. Any thoughts?
I still haven't really messed with AI
Yeah.
much. I've just seen like Adobe ads like
Yeah.
crazy now. So
Okay.
I never used to see them, and then now it's like everything is like a Photoshop ad.
Everything
I-
Microsoft
Circus,
now,
jungle, tiger. Like, oh yeah, it looks perfect.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? How's that even?
I feel like
many years
AI
it took
just
me to learn
allows. Yeah, for real. I feel like AI just allows for more bandwidth.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I feel like now we
Capability,
could just
basically.
maybe before we like to your point.
Yeah.
To pass through that asymptote or even get closer to that point where we can't advance anymore.
Yeah.
Like AI is just a force multiplier to get there faster. So to your point, yeah. I think so. I think maybe where we were stagnating, AI is going to push it.
Yeah.
But I think it'll still stagnate
Well,
at some point.
tangent. Do you think they dropped AI at the right time? I say they as in like something. It's
The
like,
company
I
that
think they
dropped
probably
it.
did.
Oh,
now we can
OpenAI,
do it. Like
yeah.
everyone's, it's stagnating.
Yeah.
Have you seen their
Maybe.
See it.
their video prompts? OpenAI's video prompts, where you give them a description on how you want it.
Yeah.
The videos they make are super freaking good. Like the
Are you talking about Sora?
Yeah, Sora.
Sora?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so much better than the
Sora.
other companies. But yeah, they were the main people that had made the AI part
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
What do you need?
mainstream.
So a week ago, I think this company, I don't know exactly what company, but there's this new AI called Sora, and you can verbally describe like a movie scene or something. So you can say like a tall Asian dude walking through streets of Japan or whatever with neon lights, and it's kind of raining, and then it creates like literally
That
this, like,
scene.
That scene.
Yeah.
But right now it's only capable of doing
A few seconds, like 30?
no, a minute.
A minute. Oh,
wow.
a minute. Yeah.
But last year it wasn't able to do anything, and it would be last year the quality would be like Simpsons,
Yeah.
or something. Like it would be, it's animated, but
Cartoony.
now it's
It was very choppy
actual-
too, and then
yeah.
now the frames per second.
And the physics was weird. Like
Yeah.
the guy would be eating, but his like hand would be here.
Yeah.
It's like the GTA graphics of like the guy
Yeah.
running into the trash
Yeah.
can, but like still
Yeah.
running.
Yeah.
Like it would be like that, but now it's like actual
A lot
physics,
better,
the
yeah. So
reflections of the light.
it's like gonna
on
be like the Black
water, on the
Mirror
ground,
kind of
like-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It actually looked like what was that? The cyber
Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2077.
it looks like that.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah.
But it was
So-
all AI generated, and some guy, all he had to do was like write a paragraph.
Yeah, so
saying,
the-
like describing
yeah.
the scene, and it created it all by itself.
Yeah, so like also too with the voice AIs too, I'm
It's
like
scary.
things are gonna get so much worse.
It's scary.
with
Yeah.
like any type
Yeah.
of plagiarisms or like
Yeah.
making people seem worse than they are. Like it's gonna get so much more worse with how good they are. And and like how would you even regulate or monetize or not monetize it, but like watermark stuff like that too? Like because like the way AI stuff too is that they'll models works too. They'll take the pictures and they'll blur the shit out of it with
Yeah.
pixels to replicate that.
Yeah.
So like once you blur a watermark enough, you can get rid of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the AI would just be like, "What the fuck is this? Get this shit out of here."
Yeah,
Oh.
it can generatively
Yeah.
fill whatever's in
Yeah.
place of it.
Yeah. So the models are OpenAI's models are ahead compared to
Yeah.
other competitors.
No, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's funny because like I've been messing around recently with like just regular prompts for AI and stuff like that. You can download the ChatGPT app and like just ask it questions
Yeah.
like you were to ask Google a question
Oh,
or
that's
something.
cool.
And then it'll
Have
give
you
something.
used ChatGPT?
I have not messed with AI at all.
I recently, like after talking to one of my like computer science buddies, he really got me onto it.
Yeah. Because I've been messing with it too as
yeah.
well.
I know you have, and I think I knew you had mentioned it, but I was like, I haven't,
especially with my college work.
haven't
You know,
touched it.
Yeah. So like at my work we celebrate birthdays or whatever. Like we have
That's nice. Yeah,
that's
we don't,
hard.
do that at work.
Yeah, we don't do
Just
that.
Myrna does that.
It's
It's really nice.
Oh, okay.
Thank
yeah.
you.
It's
Thanks, Myrna.
thanks, Myrna.
She got my name wrong last year. It's funny. She always
It's
feels
okay.
bad
I
about
didn't
it.
even get one though.
Well, she doesn't like
She
you.
didn't like me. Yeah, it's okay. The truth comes out.
Anyways,
So I was like, for jokes, I was like, I couldn't come up with something funny. So in the moment, then I was like, let me just Google or Chat GPT it. And then I told Chat GPT, what are some good birthday wishes for a Gen Z guy friend? That's what I put in.
Okay.
And then it gave me like 10 different wishings.
wait. Stop.
Yeah.
Let's. I want to do the exercise. Let's all come up with one, and then let's see what the AI came up with.
All right.
I'm curious to see. So, what was your question again
The
today?
prompt was, what are some good birthday wishes for a Gen Z guy friend?
All right,
So
Gen
it's
Z
very
guy
specific.
friend.
You know, it's gonna be one
Yeah,
of these
like Isaiah,
yeah.
basically.
I am just
So a birthday
So it's
wish.
gonna use like Gen Z terms.
Like, what do you
Gen
mean?
Z.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I
Oh,
mean, like,
ew, no, I'm
Gen Z
not that.
terms.
That's totally you, bro.
I'm not that Gen Z
Loser.
though.
Like, you know, the whole Tide Pod stuff might
Wait,
come up.
how
I
about
don't
this?
know.
How about this? Read one.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know what
That's
that
over
means.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah, because there's
So what's its first one? What did it say?
Oh, okay. Wishing happy birthday to the raddest dude I know. I totally no. Wait. Wishing the raddest dude I know a totally lit birthday. Here's to another year of slaying life.
okay.
I would not say
those types of words.
I get it now.
No, I would not say any of that shit.
No,
dude.
you're Gen Z, bro. Don't back out now.
These are your people.
These are your people.
I'd be like,
This
oh
is what
shit, a
ChatGPT
rat.
thinks about your people.
When I say rat, you happy birthday.
There are some really funny ones here.
Yeah, to be honest, I couldn't think
If
of it.
Arnie can think of one, go for it. Because I'm not witty.
I feel like-
I'm not.
Try.
Roast me for this all the time. I can't do anything
Yeah.
quick.
you
She's
just have
kill
to
at
think
this.
about, put yourself in the shoes of a 18-year-old TikTok
I really
superstar.
don't want to do that.
No, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
How about an 18-year-old TikToker gets in the shoes of a 29-year-old married apartment living guy? Like
Yeah.
they realize life can be tough. Hey, happy birthday.
Never
Goodbye.
mind. I don't want to play this game anymore. This is hard.
Give a good
Bad
old
game.
handshake.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Hey,
Yeah.
happy birthday.
No, I'll
Give you
just-
$25.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
I'll just say I'll be like, I'll see you tonight on console. You know,
Alright.
we'll play some games.
Yeah.
yeah. Last online 10 years ago.
Yeah.
What are some other ones that I
Okay.
came up with?
All right. Cheers to the coolest cat on the block. Happy birthday, friend's name.
That sounds like
That was-
90s.
that was a little
Wait,
old.
hold
That's
on.
good.
May your day be filled with vibes as chill as your playlist.
See, here's what's okay. Okay,
that
so it's, you
end,
say
it got
Gen
started
Boards.
out.
Okay,
Yeah.
read your prompt again.
My prompt was, what are some good birthday wishes for a Gen Z guy friend?
See, because I bet you, it seems like every time you Google a generation of kid,
Right.
what year are they born in? Isn't it like some will say like 95 or it'll be 93?
Right.
That cool cat crap is way older than Gen
It's
Z,
100%,
but then it
yeah.
finished Gen Z.
It
Yeah.
finished Gen Z.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
if I send these
So I wonder
prompts
if that's
again,
like it doesn't know when Gen Z started.
No, it doesn't know where you started.
Well,
he
he's
said
just
Gen
saying
Z.
for a Gen Z guy.
No, I know. But it's using language that is not Gen Z because it's not sure where you started.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah,
At least
you didn't
that's how
tell
I'm
it
interpreting
from
that.
like a millennial to a Gen Z.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Millennial,
So it's just
and then if you're a
writing.
little older, and then you know what I mean.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how I'm
makes sense.
interpreting
Yeah,
that.
That's good.
Yeah,
Fair
no,
point.
yeah,
Good
because
point.
the specific
All right,
parts do
keep
make
going, keep
sense. Yeah.
Hey, I'm smarter than you, bro.
I know it is.
But not smarter than me, bitch.
yeah, Arnaldo.
Yeah, because I had
oh,
help
this
me with
one's
some
good.
stuff.
Happy birthday, friend's name. May your day be filled with dank memes, epic game sessions, and endless streams
Yeah.
of your favorite shows.
Yeah, that's very much dank memes.
Dude, I'm just waiting for dads
That's-
to start using it to write to
Yeah.
like their kids.
That
It's
sounds like what something
there
we
you
would
go.
write to.
Well,
one of our kids.
there was a TikTok about like how to talk to Gen Zs in the workplace. Like, tell me.
Those are so fucking funny. Those
They
are so funny.
So how are the vibes? Low key.
yeah, they're googling it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's lit.
As
That's
they-
No
lit.
That's
cap.
lit. Yeah,
Yeah.
No cap.
Yeah,
No
no
cap?
No,
Oh.
no cap. No cap.
Yeah. And they're just communicating so well too. They're like, oh my god.
It's like a therapist. They're
Yeah.
doing the same thing. They're laying down like, I can't even make it up.
Yeah.
They're just they're so
It's
funny.
so funny.
This is
They're
the
very
one.
funny.
This is the one I put on his card. It says, "Happy birthday, friend's name. may your DMs be full, your battery be charged, and your selfies be fire.
That's
pretty good.
That's
That's
good.
a good
That's
one.
pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
My
Damn it,
fiance always.
See, we don't need to make birthday wishes. Just fucking ask ChatGPT.
That's what I was gonna say.
Imagine if you just send them like how to Google this, but it's to the Chat GPT. It's
Yeah,
like
no.
10 different birthday wishes.
Yeah.
I couldn't pick.
Choose one.
It just gave me 10 is like happy birthday.
Yeah.
There you go.
See, though, the one thing that bugs me sometimes about the Chat GPT and all that stuff, and with iPad kids, is that they lose their creativity.
I mean,
so quickly.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're never
It
gonna
didn't
you're
take me
never
any
gonna fucking
creativity
write me
with
things
this.
anymore.
You're never gonna be able to come up with cool ass drawings or
Nope.
stuff like that because they'll immediately like, oh, I get what you're saying. Let me.
Yeah.
It's like, what
So, to your point, so what do you, with you having a nephew that is a little older than mine, because yours is like 2, right?
He's
2 or
3.
3. What is your opinion and what are your thoughts on like this whole iPad? Like, do you think you should? Because the debate is parents give their kids iPads because they are distracting, therefore they're entertained and engaged and out of their kind of hair
Well-
or out of their way.
Yeah.
Do you see it that way?
What are your opinions on that? Because you've been closer to it than
Well, yeah.
any of us.
Because
You know,
also too being born around the year I was, being born around the year I was,
Thank you.
I
Oh,
don't.
because I was doing this stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, so
It's
yeah,
been a while.
You gotta get him a fucking boom.
So the iPad shit, it bugs me too because we had given it to my nephew at one point, but because of how reliant he was on it, he screamed and cried because we didn't give him the iPad. So we said, "Oh no, fuck this shit. We're not giving him it anymore."
Oh, okay.
So we never gave it to him anymore. Now, when we were born, we didn't have handheld stuff like that. We had maybe the NES and
Game Boys.
64s and all that stuff. Sure, whatever.
Color?
But you also had to wait for the light.
Game Boy
for the-
Color?
for
Dude,
the
the
lamppost
fucking
to come
clip
down here,
light and
so you can play
it in the car ride home.
So it wasn't like something we relied on all the time. So we had all the creativities. We made stuff up. We would think of this parkour dude going around all the obstacles as we're looking out the window.
Yeah.
Cool. But with this iPad stuff, my nephew gets all his visual imagery that he needs, and
When
he-
it blasts it with so much
He's
more.
not. Yeah, he's not going to be able to become creative because me and my family, they were all artists. Because my dad, my biological dad, my grandfather, and my other grandfather on my dad's side, they all did paint and body drawings and stuff like that. Really good. And I got into it in middle school and high school, or no, middle school. But then I got PC and all that stuff, and I was like, "Fuck it, dude, whatever." Anyways, he's not gonna be able to replicate any of that imaginary stuff and come up with it in his own mind because now he has ChatGPT or Sora to come up with all of his visual imageries that he needs to.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the creative part that you're going to
Well, does
need.
that mean he's not going to visualize it, or it means he can't recreate it in the real world?
No, he will not be able to visualize it because
But if he just says, "Hey, I want a most beautiful painted
Yes.
bodywork car," like he can visual. That's what I'm saying. He can creatively say it, but I'm saying an AI is going to produce it.
yeah, it's
for
going
him.
to produce it. Yes, it's going to produce
Yeah.
it for him, but he's not going to
He
learn the
can't do
necessary
it.
skills to
Yeah, he
do it and
can't
all that stuff.
physically do it.
Because that's the one thing I hate is like I have things that I want to do a certain way, but if I ask ChatGPT, it's going to ruin my enthusiasm to do it. And I'm like, whatever, dude. It finished it for me. I'm not going to do it anymore. And that's the part that annoys me with giving technology to kids too, because now they're going to lack social skills. They're not going to want to do the say like because I love oil paintings and clay when I did it in middle school and high school, but like
Yeah.
he's just gonna go online and tell ChatGPT, make me a 3D model
Yeah.
for this,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, where's the fun in that? I was like, this is stupid. I was like, so yeah, we stopped giving him the iPad because of how he
How he
reacted.
freaked
Yeah,
out.
and because that's not a way to raise your kid. Because my mom, being Spanish, spank us, all that shit to discipline us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna
It's
let
okay
your,
to- it's okay to hit your kid
Yeah,
to
you're gonna
discipline them.
you're gonna let your kid get away by screaming so you can give them the iPad. I was like, that's not a way
No.
because he's half white. So
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Continue.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I get it now.
So-
I get it now. I can relate.
Yeah. So my sister-in-law doesn't
throw in
doesn't
that.
yeah doesn't
Little subtle shade. Well, it's because he's half white.
yeah because he's half white. My
Half a
sister-in-law
mongrel over
doesn't reprimand him for anything and just gives him whatever he wants.
Oh.
That's not okay. Because
no-no.
my girlfriend's best friend has a son as well. He does the same thing. Gives him an iPad when he starts streaming and stuff like that.
Damn.
I'm like,
That's just lazy parenting.
yeah, it is lazy parenting, and that's why that's the thing that
Understand your
bugs me.
kid.
And I'm glad my girlfriend's on the same page too, because I was like, yeah, no iPad. And I was like, fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. So
What I was going to say is to piggyback on what you're saying is like, whereas maybe when we grew up developing the skill of thinking of an image or a story or something and then converting it to words, which I think a lot of people in our generation struggled with writing essays just because of that. You have to like put whatever's in here into words.
Book writing.
Yeah.
And that's tough. And similarly, reading the words and converting it to try to understand it was kind of tough.
Yeah. It's like also trying to be like very skillful with your words, and like when you're trying to like talk to a woman or whatever, like try to be seducive. Like I'm gonna hold on, I need to open Chat GPT really quick.
Dude, even for me, just when when people would say reading books like is like was better than the movie. I could never get behind that ever, because I could never read the book and be like and put myself in there. That never
because they're able to do it so well.
Yeah, that never translated into visuals in my head. I was like, I need to see it.
Yeah, that's how I realized the iPad was so bad, because then I understood that part with the book part. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's kind of bad. And I was like, let me not give you that iPad anymore.
Yeah. And then what I was gonna say is I feel like kids nowadays are gonna probably think more in words. And because they have to think in prompts, essentially. And it's like, that's going to spit out the image that I want. And but I don't really know. Because to add to what you're saying, it's like, let's take video editing. Like, the way that you would edit a video, or you or me, would be totally different. For whatever
Depending
reason.
on skill sets and stuff.
Just on who you are. But with ChatGPT, it has a standardized model, or at least it will try to replicate and mimic those videos that are in circulation right now. So it's going to have a style, and that's going to be like the AI style. And that's kind of what happens with like these AI images and stuff. It has a look, it has a,
because you can tell. It
has a feel almost. And it's like that. I think that's the X factor and like the humanity of it, where it's like, that's going to get lost, and that's where it's going to get weird.
So that's one school of thought.
Because I also think, to finish, I also think that we as people could get used to that, and I think that's where it gets scary. Where that's what you're expecting for it to look.
We've done it with everything else, right? We get used to having a phone. We get used to having technology.
Got used to driving with a seatbelt because people didn't like that back then.
Or like,
we'll
trim pieces for like houses and like, you know, like gussets for this, that, the other thing. Like, oh no, it looks pretty. Like, you know, like, why do we caulk everything? It's because we don't want to see those fucking gaps.
Tribal knowledge.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. So ChatGPT, they come out with like versions, and then it's based on like it's capped to the data for 2017, and like anything past 2017 it can't reference.
Interesting.
And the next one it would be like 2020. These aren't the actual numbers, but these are just examples.
I think it's like filter out bad data.
So like ChatGPT 3 was only up to like 2017 or something like that, because it was learning off 2017 or data up to 2017.
It gave it data from up to 2017.
Right. And that's how it creates its own algorithm, and no one actually knows what the algorithm is. Even the people that coded it don't know what the algorithm is.
To just pause. I saw a image of like the neural network for an AI, and it was like a 2D topographical map of like all the points. And like the camera just kept zooming and zooming, and it just looks like this fucking ocean of just data points just expanding and expanding.
It looks like any image of like the outer space, and like you zoom out and it's like the galaxies, and then
there's art like that I think is actually really cool, where it'll start off and it'll be like us here, and as it zooms out, it's like we're inside of like Maisie's eye, and then Maisie is like eating this frog or whatever, cool, and like it just keeps like opening and opening and opening.
Factorial or something.
Something like that.
Because something like that.
Have you seen it?
Nope.
No.
I always thought that if NFT was to be a thing, it would be that thing.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But there were some people talking about this, and they were saying that maybe in the future, because we don't know, AI is just new right now. Maybe in the future, AI won't depend on training data from yours, and it will create something of its own, and not influenced by what it learned from humans.
And that's what I was gonna say too, because at least now we recognize that the term AI that we're using is with a model, and not artificially intelligent. Like on its own. So that's what it's saying. So like basically in the future, it won't rely on the model now. But we all know that the current AI is based on the model.
Based off of information that has been uploaded, and it solves based off of that. Okay.
So there's a lot of that's where I meant like I don't know if we're at a plateau or at an asymptote, because there's so much shit
or if we're at like a ceiling that it's gonna break through.
And that's the other thing too. I was saying the part with creativity, because how do you know to go out of that
How do you know
that
to break
standard
through?
box that
Right.
you think of. Like with when I tried 3D modeling with Blender, I can't because I'm so reliant on dimensions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I can't because
parametric.
that's my type of
Modeling.
style.
Yeah.
So now with it comes with technology, we're so used with that boundary that we
Yeah.
set.
Right.
How do we know to go out of that?
Yeah.
And AI is not going to solve that because it relies on that model. So that's
now.
where the part with the iPad
Yeah.
part,
Yeah.
it just bugs
Yeah.
me. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't like that
Yeah.
shit because there was a new improvement on
Yeah.
OLEDs. So like, you know how they make wafers for silicone chips and all that stuff?
Yeah.
They apply that to OLED and it's so much better.
Really?
Yeah. With
Really?
the pixel densities and all that stuff. And I'm just like, yo, because who thought of that? I was like, instead of making microchips, let's make some OLED panels with the same
Korea.
process of microchips. I'm just like,
Samsung.
AI.
yeah.
Chinese AI.
Yeah.
Korean AI.
So they came up with that. So they put billions of pixels in a tiny ass.
What do you guys think of like that subject? Like, so if we understand that AI is trained via a model of data that is inputted into the system, what do you guys think of AI that is made or manufactured in different countries, and how does that affect the outcome of that AI? For example, China, they're not gonna use the US AI. They're gonna copy it, but they might just use their data because they have their internet. Same thing with like a North Korea or these types of countries. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because it is interesting to think that, for example, architecture, right? If I typed in a prompt to maybe a US AI, would it spit out a US looking house? If I just typed in, "Hey AI, design a house,"
That's just prompt based. Right?
Yeah, that's based on specifics.
But
now.
that's what I wanted to get to. Like, if I'm in China and I type in,
you
make
think
a
this
house,
is going to be Chinese house based.
yeah, wouldn't it make sense for the AI to reflect the
Most
cultural?
likely.
You know
It's
what I
Just
mean?
get
Most likely.
NordVPN.
So that's also
Put yourself
interesting.
in China. House.
NordVPN.
Yeah, house. That's probably what it is.
But then that's when it gets interesting because when you start to bring in like human elements into AI, because people try to do that and deify it. It's like, okay, well, if AI can have different races, can AI be racist?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
What? No.
And like,
It
are
doesn't see color.
the people's prejudices or like, that type of stuff,
Do you
is it
see color?
embedded into the program? So
No, 100%. Because
You know what I mean?
you hit it. You hit it on mark. China has their Chinese
their model
internet.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
And we are Europeans use WhatsApp a lot, and
Yeah.
I think even South Americans use
the
WhatsApp a
world
lot.
use
all the time.
Yeah, they all use
Everyone
it,
in
yeah.
the world uses WhatsApp, but in China they use WeChat.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all their models and stuff like that will be particular to that
Yeah.
area.
Yeah,
it's just an interesting thought. I don't know.
it is.
No,
really
which does make sense
yeah.
because why would you have an AI prompt something that's not familiar with you? That like say like if I type
Yeah.
some good food,
Yeah.
it's not going to give me Chinese food because I didn't
Yeah.
ask for it.
Right.
I want
Right.
to
So-
know what's some good food really quickly.
It's interesting. I don't know if you guys paid attention to like stock market stuff, but like Nvidia.
Stonks.
Huh?
Stonks.
Stonks. No, not AMD or
the moon.
not
Stonks.
yeah,
AMC.
Not AMC. Yeah.
In GameStop.
GameStop.
And Robinhood stocks.
Okay.
Real stocks.
Yeah.
Like Nvidia.
Yeah, because
They-
I bought that actually 2 years ago.
Really?
And I've gotten
Damn, you're rich, bro.
120% return.
Yeah. You're rich.
Wish I had money.
Yeah. Hey, dude,
didn't
just
buy
$20
any of
a week, it'll get you somewhere.
Yeah.
If I put it in the right place,
Are you noticing how much harder it is to have $20?
Oh yeah, without a
Yeah.
doubt, it is
All right,
significantly.
so you want to
harder.
go back to 6 years ago, me, and making a lot less money?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I worked a lot longer than.
Worked a lot longer. You stayed at home a lot longer.
Yeah. Stayed single for a lot longer.
You have more money. I haven't been able to do anything.
Yeah,
yeah, more moolah, more
I'm not
assets.
saying I'm financially responsible either, but
No, I was
my
I was
paddle
pretty-
shifters are coming this week. Ordered my new steering wheel and paddle shifter. So
This bucket seat gonna change it.
I did legit order the paddle shifters. Though, so they're-
Oh yeah, instead of making
sick,
your own
that's
custom ones.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it'd be a
I
lot
was like,
more
I
harder.
got some birthday money. So
Hey, let's go.
Wait, did you guys finish your thought?
carry on. Sorry.
Stocks.
Oh yeah,
I'm good at hijacking
Nvidia.
shit.
They were saying because this company has been like doubling, quadrupling their revenues for the past like multiple quarters and like consecutively quarters.
Yes.
Like they didn't miss. They're cooking right now. They didn't miss. He don't miss. Nvidia don't miss.
Yeah.
Literally.
And he was saying that with the AI revolution,
Who's he? Sorry.
The CEO.
the CEO of
Thank you.
AI.
Okay. Right.
I forget his name.
I forgot his name too. He wears a
Yeah.
cool jacket.
Yeah, he's
I'll look
pretty
out for him.
guy.
All right.
Yeah. Asian dude.
Leather.
I figured.
They built like this really big graphics card. I
Yeah.
think I showed you guys.
You
I
did
think
show
I've
us.
sent it or
Oh,
something.
yeah,
it's like this
yeah.
giant fucking thing.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
So they have like data centers and all that computes the AI models and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So he's like, oh, our business is gonna be freaking crazy because, like, to your point, AI is not only specific to one AI. It's like AIs per company, AIs per country. And so he
All
called it like
models.
a corporate AI.
Yep.
He called it a sovereign AI, which is AI for the country. And then why should we stop there? There should be a global AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's where
Why
it gets
should we
weird.
stop there?
Yeah.
There should
So-
be Earth AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
If we
the
ever go to
Yeah,
Mars.
Terminator
Yeah.
vibes.
yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna say with about how the Moore's law and the stagnation we were.
Yeah.
he pissed me off, the CEO of Nvidia,
Yeah.
because he said that with graphics cards, and the dude does a full 180 and just banging out all these AI stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are you talking
Yeah.
about, dude?
No,
I
yeah.
was like, this dude is so stupid. Because
It's business.
yeah,
Being a
basically,
good businessman.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically with the graphics cards, same thing with the wafers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You're trying to fit as many transistors in there,
Mm-hmm.
and the limit of the technology for stacking transistors is getting close
Right.
to that plateau you're saying.
Yeah.
And then this dude just turns around, oh, AI, slapping away at transistors and making them better. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you about? You saying Moore's law was dead? I was like, the dude's just advancing it even further. I'm like,
Yeah.
AI did it.
yeah,
Yeah, dude.
which is true, partially helpful. Yes,
A lot of the AI
I was like-
marketing though is just that.
Yeah.
That it's just marketing.
Yeah.
So, like, people could just say, "Oh, I have an algorithm for, our pricing calculator,
Yeah.
or our prints."
Yeah.
Technically, it's AI because it's an
Technically.
algorithm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Based on
We
People
feed
are
it
just
data,
saying
it
AI
crunches
for
numbers.
everything. Yeah.
based
Yeah, I do
on,
see what
you're saying.
based on
Slicer-
user input,
The
modeled.
slicer
Yeah,
for
It
Prusa
figured out,
slicer or
yeah.
bamboo. I'm sure it has AI.
solved
So
your
we're
problem.
Yeah. So we do AI. 3D
It gets
printing.
it. Yeah. It's
Garbage.
it's like with laws, right?
Yeah.
They give them these weird names that are very confusing.
Yeah.
Because should it be called AI? It's like maybe it shouldn't. It should just be called an algorithm,
Yeah.
like alg.
Yeah.
You know, like
No. 100%.
yeah. 'Cause
Um,
I remember it was algorithm first, and now it's just models for AIs.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's how much more advanced it is.
Right.
Because you have the models for like Instagram and stuff like that, the algorithms for Instagram where they capture all your likes and stuff like
Right.
that, whereas the model is just much
That's
more
pretty much an
much more
AI.
advanced.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, like I said, yeah, very much like an AI.
Yeah.
segueing
Yeah.
That's just a win.
segueing into what we did this morning.
Yeah.
And how this relates to the conversation. What are you guys' thoughts on like society now with like, for example, like technology, right? Like this morning, for the people that didn't join us, that were too fucking lazy to wake up at 6 to get here at 8, we worked out legs today. We got these babies pumped. Then we went and made some breakfast. Had a nice little breakfast. Now we're here. But point being, like, so I would say that, well, a quick census, there was only 4 of us in there and then 2 women, and that was it. The gym was completely empty. And then there was like these
Oh, did
other
you notice
guys
the bros?
like, walking in there.
The guys
they were at Aldi's.
Yeah, they were at Aldi's.
Oh.
yeah,
that's
when they were at the other
Oh, they were
card
looking.
thing. Did you see
Yeah,
the
yeah.
football? Yeah,
That's why they
were
looked at
they were
us.
outside the gym
Yeah.
because I saw the football shirt.
Maybe they just did what we did, but like backwards. They're
Yeah,
like,
I
let's
think
have
they did.
breakfast and then we'll go work out.
Yeah.
Losers.
Point being, like, that I would say that that's more beneficial, right? Working out than like staying in and like watching, I don't know, TV or something like that.
I think I'm. Can you rewrite your prompt?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a little confused too. Yeah,
What I'm trying to
My AI algorithm in my head didn't.
the subject I'm trying to introduce
context.
is for the next generation. I feel like I didn't have good role models that worked out or cared about their health or taught me how to work out or, you know, in general, take care of myself. At least the way I grew up was I played a lot of video games. Nutrition wasn't a thing, you know. I just ate like standard American diet, Cheerios, spaghetti, whatever.
Isaiah's pretty ready to talk.
And then, you know, with what you're saying about technology and like with kids is where, like, what do you guys think people should do as parents when you're trying to raise a kid
towards
and
their health.
for their health and just overall development of,
Physical
you know,
health?
ideally we want good people in society, right? It's like I don't think that to build good people for society
evil
necessarily.
guys isn't that
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah.
I got some scapegoats.
Okay.
I personally think that giving kids
it
iPads
exciting a
that
little bit.
young is just gonna fuck up society completely. So
Yeah,
what do you
okay.
guys think?
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
do you understand what I'm saying?
So let me talk. Okay, yeah. So basically, like how, yeah. So okay, let me rephrase this. So like how with AI advances, is
Yeah.
the health part of society going to advance as well? I don't
Yeah.
know because
Or how does it affect
yeah,
it?
how does it affect it? Yes. So laziness associated with
Because we already see it
instant
with
gratification.
like with the iPads and stuff.
Yeah. So they are definitely not
Amazon
going to want
Prime.
to move. Yeah, because like with me, like when I was able to afford things, start getting video games and building computers myself.
Yeah.
Luckily for my physique, that's part of it. I just never, I had a good metabolism, never had that issue. But I realized how out of shape I am, and I'm like, okay, let me fix that.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Just because you had a good metabolism doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean you're healthy. Right?
Yes. So kids early on are gonna not realize the importance of it, like how we were, but we realized it this late. They're not gonna notice it until even further. They're gonna be like, "Fuck it."
Well, I think they'll notice it and they'll ask ChatGPT,
Oh,
"Can you make a workout for me?" And then they'll try it and they'll,
And then they're like,
"Can't
no.
do this."
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like it
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, that
Done.
it gets weird, right? Because I feel like it just goes more and more to the fringes. Because I could also see a very lazy parent telling their AI robot, like, "Hey, go entertain the kids. Like,
Yeah.
tell them these jokes, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, in the future.
like come up with a game that you can play with the kid and a tennis ball. You know,
Well, why can't the parent do it?
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying.
'Cause they're
That's
probably
that's what I.
working dual income.
Exactly.
It's going to be a
Things are so
challenge with the
expensive,
health
it's
part
all
of
over.
it as well, because there is multiple things
all
that will
over.
affect it, like
Work
too
harder,
with
yeah.
driving,
Yeah.
Kids have
how
like,
laws are probably
parents
created.
have
Right.
Some
multiple
fucking
jobs.
politician is going to go to ChatGPT, "Hey, write me this law." As soon as that happened, I'm like, I'm done, dude. I don't know what else.
Or it gets weird with like I know I had seen some studies where AI was able to
Scratch that bell.
determine basically if someone was rightfully convicted or not, and it was like it had a 80%
Well, it
like
passed the bar.
accuracy rate
Damn.
compared to like a regular judge that was like closer to 30.
Yeah.
Where they might have put people in jail that weren't meant to be in jail,
Because people
or
be
didn't
subjective.
put people in jail that were supposed to be put in jail.
Yeah.
But then it's like, is that bad though? Is the subjectivity of the human being a bad thing?
Yeah. I mean,
Because like there is a difference between a pregnant mom shoplifting because she has no income and she needs the food for her kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's like a very subjective, and you could maybe make a case that the theft wasn't necessarily a bad
So the
thing.
chat would say, yes, she's wrong. Okay, his
Yeah, maybe
Right,
it
it's
would be more
correct,
black
yes.
and white.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then it goes into like
the morality and stuff like that.
or the gray area of like if then statements. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Elaborate.
Like AI would be black and white,
Yeah.
but to get gray, you just
oh,
need more
so
black
if you,
and white.
If you tell it
You know what I mean?
exceptions, essentially.
Yeah,
So,
because you know what I mean. And then that's complicated too with the topic.
but
of
at that point
morality
too,
and stuff.
that's still not human.
We're still talking about parenting?
It's not about the
Mixed
AI.
with AI.
mixed
yeah.
with AI.
Mixed with
Our
AI.
AI parent overlords.
Yeah. So I think that
I think
I get
for the
weirded
next
out.
generation parents, if you just focus on teaching your kids long-term thinking, just drill that into them, because society is already going to teach them about short-term thinking. So if you just drill into them long-term thinking when they're home and with you, maybe they'll
son,
be
you ready
balanced.
to learn some taxes?
What I wanted to add to that,
Yeah.
but I forgot. Fuck. What were you saying?
I was saying when your kids are with
Next generation
you,
parents.
generation parents should
The
just
long-term.
focus on teaching their kids long-term thinking about
Yeah.
everything, whether it's school,
Yeah, I found it.
whether
All
it's girlfriends, whether it's how you make your money.
Yeah.
Because especially for if you're a woman,
How to be open-minded.
you can really make a lot of money really quick in
Yeah.
a certain way.
Yeah.
But that might not be the best way to make your money.
Yeah.
In terms of your
Not best for you.
yeah, I mean it's
They just
best
be
if you
rolling
have
in the
it. If you don't have it, it sucks.
I think it's like we touched on this subject with like nowadays I feel like whether on purpose or happenstance, they've labeled all of us into these generational cliques and
Right.
like which whatever. But something I brought up to Dalton is like the boomer generation suffers from this cognitive bias of what was it? Of confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias.
the cognitive bias of confirmation bias, which is basically because this worked for me, it should work for you.
Yeah.
And that's their way of teaching you.
Like,
that it worked for me, should
And they
work
don't
for you.
realize that.
But there's like 20 years of
factors.
different variables that occurred between,
And that's
all
why
of this.
each generation should be smarter than the previous generation.
But I also feel like that cognitive bias of like, just do what I did, that's enough. I feel like that's the reason why we're in this mess.
Yeah.
Because
We don't put term limits.
it was basically, I'm not gonna,
We did do what you said.
I only have to raise my kids until 5 years old, and at 5 years old they go to school and the school takes care of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I don't have to worry about education or what they're going to learn, or they're going to know about physical education at school. They're going to learn about math at school, science, English, history, et cetera, et cetera. And I feel like that bias of, well, I turned out fine because I went to the same school system you did.
Fine.
And I'm fine. I made it. I'm a fucking doctor. Why aren't you a fucking doctor?
Yeah.
Why don't you have a house or this, that, the other thing?
Okay, yeah, I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
Their successes in life are based off of their confirmation biases and their cognitive understanding.
And that's the part
of the
where
world, which-
I understand that as well, which I hope to God that other parents too realize it, and they're like, that's not going to work for your kid. You don't do soft parenting as well, but try to at least merge both generations. Like you got to understand that there's differences.
Bridging gaps.
Yeah, merge the gaps. Yeah. And like we said with that bias confirmation, it's not going to work now. So try to help me.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be a fucking asshole now. Like, why do you need therapy? Well, we're not you, so I don't have that same mentality for it to help me at least.
Yeah.
I don't need
Christ.
therapy because of years of generational trauma that you decided not to deal with, and you just passed down all the way down to me.
Appreciate it.
Because they're also very hard-headed too at that point. And I'm like, can you not be a little bit more understanding? That's what being a better
my
human.
dad didn't understand me.
Yeah.
Why do I have to understand you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also a fucking trap in
Yeah.
and of itself,
And
which
I'm
is
just
hard
like,
to get out of.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
But-
damn, dude, you're
lot
just a
of
horrible person to talk to.
Fuck.
I was like, I enjoy listening to people, but when someone acts like that, I'm like, you're not worth
Yeah.
me spending my
I don't
time
need
with.
to listen
'cause,
to this.
Yeah. I was like, there's nothing that's going to help you at that point.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Phil?
I was just gonna say there are two sides to every coin, and you will have those hard-headed boomer raised parents of the future, but you're also gonna have parents who are going to ask their 4-year-old kid, you were born a female, but I know you're 4 years old, but do you feel like a guy? I know
That
you're
is
4
also
years
true.
old.
That is
Technically,
also
the
true.
you
one that
can't drive, but
pushed
you can
their
choose your
ideals.
gender at 4 years of age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there's also that lunacy.
there's
of
also
like,
that. So there's that's like the gentle parenting.
Yeah,
so
that-
there's definitely a balance.
Yeah.
It's a difficult part.
What do you guys have a thought on? Ree and I have talked about this. Your kids growing up, they're going through whatever they're going through.
Yeah.
You have a boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Say they go pick out a designated girl's toy and they like to play with the girl's toy, or they want to get something that's girly. You guys will be like, no, that's for girls. You can't do anything with
No,
that.
I just do whatever, dude.
Okay. All right. Ree and I have the same thought. And I know there's some people that are like,
Yeah.
no, that's girl stuff. You don't do that.
I know people like that.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's what and
I was
Rhea and I
like-
are both like, you want to fuck
But
with that? Fine,
that-
I don't
that's
care.
the-
But it's like you being like you changing your mindset on like you at 6.
Yeah.
you're out of your
Yeah.
You're still a guy.
No, which is true, yeah.
You're still a guy. It's
Yeah.
fine. You can go play with that. I don't care. Play with Barbies. Play
Yeah.
with dresses. I don't care. Experience something.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna go do guy stuff too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna force you into that corner. It's like, oh look,
Yeah.
my guy's a girl.
Yeah,
done.
and
Multiple
that's not. Yeah,
experiences.
Yeah,
exactly.
to
okay.
add to that,
the
like
thing Rita
the
talked
other
about.
way is also true.
Yes.
Where like my fiance, we talked about this, and I hope she doesn't mind me talking about this here. Like her dad's a super fan of soccer, but he would never play soccer with her and her sister because they're girls. You know what I mean?
True.
So like there's also that part where it's like,
Yeah.
that's
never,
also
never gave them an opportunity to experience something.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
With
And
it, yeah.
Same thing with that again. Like what I was saying with how kids can learn their thing that they know the best. Like say like how you have savants that are well at designing stuff and whatnot. So how would I know that kid is not going to be the next best designer for women dresses?
Right.
I was like, you got to let them mess around
Experience
and experiment.
something. Yeah.
So same thing with the iPad. Fuck that shit. Learn it. And I was like, go mess
Yeah.
with it. See
Go-
what
yeah.
happens. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That was an idea I had.
yeah.
Valid.
pretty cool.
Valid.
Cool.
I think at the end of the day, which I think hopefully that comes through, it's like, it's all about, you got to work on yourself. You got to learn, stay up to date on everything. And then just
That part's hard.
try to help, just like, invest like the same like knowledge and all those resources that you're taking in, like invest them into someone else.
Understand why things progress
you know
away.
I mean?
Why?
That's one of the things that has always driven me up the fucking wall, which is like, I didn't find out about credit cards, loans, student loans, mortgages, all of these very crucial aspects of adult living until I was like 26. You know what I mean?
Like, well, I learned on my own. You'll learn yourself.
Exactly. And that's where that bias comes in.
I also feel like is that they didn't have to learn it until then because it had just started. So they're like, you don't worry about that right now. It's like, I fucking have to.
They didn't know about it either.
That's why the part with the progressive stuff.
They learn with the system. Now the system is pretty intrinsic to a life.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I probably should have told you about some of that stuff. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, it's like our generation, right? We were learning about social media.
Yeah.
And then like not us, but like people who are parents now, their kids, they were probably going to like tell their kids about social media something, but it's completely different from what social media is actually.
Yeah. What a difficult life or generation we're in right now.
It's tough, but hopefully like having more conversations like this at least does something to, you know, bring light and just make a positive change.
I think I'll be a dope parent.
I hope so.
Because I already know what to do, what not to do, what to expect.
And on that note,
that's good.
See you guys next time.
Bye.
Deuces. Bye.
Peace.